Hi guys, welcome to JoeGa Joy Fitness and to this Build and Breathe Pilates class. Today we're going to be looking at levels of exercise so it's accessible for all. If you do enjoy it, I always ask, could you please like, share, subscribe and then hit that bell to let me know you've been watching. When you're ready, we're going to come onto our mat and begin with our warm-up. Enjoy your class. Hi everybody, welcome to Pilates. We're going to begin with a little warm-up, so we're just going to take a little shoulder rolling position, just bending through the knees, just starting to build some warmth into the body. And then just rolling around the other way, please. Okay, just give it a little shake out. Draw the navel in towards the spine. So remembering your ABCD. So A for alignment, standing nice and tall. Second, shoulders over hips, over ankles. And then we're working on the breath, breathing in. Draw the navel in towards the spine to activate centering, and then slowly roll down for your dynamics. Take a breath in and rolling up. Stack the shoulders up in that shoulder roll we just did, and rolling forwards again and coming down. And lifting up and rising. Good. Rolling down. And rolling up. And down. And up. Two more like this, please. Rolling down. And rolling up. Lovely. Just come onto the end of your mat, so you've got plenty of mat in front of you. We're going to do that same roll down. So rolling down towards your toes. And this time we're going to do a little bit of a twist, walking out to the side. And then bring that down and roll up. Good. And again, rolling down. Really scoop that navel up under the rib cage and roll to the other side, twisting and opening. And then down. And roll it through the spine. And again, right, left. Rolling down. Opening up to side one. And release. And rolling up. And rolling down. And opening to side two. And coming up. Good. One more each side before we add on. So rolling down, opening through. And away. And up. Good. Last time, rolling down. And rotate. Release. And come up. Good. Rolling down. Take a little walk out. So if you are struggling with any issues in the wrists, elbows or shoulders, come onto the knees. Obviously if you've got back pain, then come onto the knees. Coming into either a full or three-quarter plank. Take a moment here to just separate the shoulder blades. Make sure you're looking forwards of your mat. Don't let your head hang down. And then rolling back and lifting up. Shoulder roll to finish. To stack and open through the chest to get that breath in. Slide out, coming out into your plank, so whether you're taking a knee plank or a full plank, just holding, feeling the power, and then walking back in and rolling up. Good, we're going to do that two more times, please. Rolling down, scoop that belly up under the rib cage, into the spine, 60% contraction if you can. Holding strong in that plank, keep the head looking forwards, don't let it drop down. And then walking back in. And I'll do one more. Lovely. Rolling through. Walking out. Sliding away. Pause and hold. Feel the strength. Inwardly rotate the elbows. Make sure you've not locked out those joints. And this time, gently lowering down the knees, release the toes, and come to the mat. So I do have a block here. This is to hopefully give you the volume to hear me, but you can use one as well to keep your neck in line. So just holding here, we're just going to slide the hands back, lift up into dorsal raise, and lower down. Notice how I'm not lifting my chin, not doing this and looking forwards. I'm keeping my eye line and my focus on the mat. Lift up as you exhale. Lower down as you inhale, please. Draw that navel up into the spine, lifting that pelvic floor, just rising to your maximum. Now just quickly, if you struggle with that one, you can use the arms. So bring the arms beside you. Don't push into the floor. So we're not pushing, we're not looking for a stretch here. We are looking to use the muscles for strength. But you can certainly use the arms if you do have any issues with doing this version. Okay, we're going to do 4 more, please. Final 2. And the last one. Nice work. I do suggest taking a little back stretch here, so coming into pose of child. Now if your knees don't like pose of child, turn over and hug your knees in. And just take a little hug of the knees there. And then we are going to turn over. So turning over, I'm just going to remove the block now because I don't want my head on that block, pushing my neck out of alignment. Find your semi-supine, draw your navel down towards your spine, embrace the back. You should find it quite difficult to get your hands underneath your back if your back is in the correct position. So just allow yourself to take a moment to set that up. And then placing your fingertips on your thighs, take a breath in, draw your navel down towards your spine, and as you exhale, look up between and back down. Lifting head and shoulders off the floor. Working again with breath. Exhale to rise, inhale to lower if you can. Four to go. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Just take a full body stretch, just releasing off, and just release off any tension in the back. And then we're going to rebend the knees, but we're going to leave the arms overhead in this manner. So just make sure you've just drawn your navel back down towards the spine, you've embraced through the abdominals. Take a breath in, and as you breathe out, lift up, reaching over to the side, giving me a little oblique twist, and reset to neutral. Over to the other side, and reset to neutral. Good work. So just rolling through. Alternating the sides, seeing a little roll across the back of the shoulder blades. Can we do 4 more like this, please? So 4 is right and left. So that's 1. And again is 2. Last one each side now. Good. And again, just take a stretch, or you can bring the knees in and just rock the back. We can do a bit of both. Sometimes it's nice to do both of those to reset when you can roll the knees from side to side. Nice look. Leave the feet on the ground, reach the arms up, and I just want you to have your palms facing towards each other, but about shoulder distance apart, and just really think about retracting the scapula and pulling those arms down. And then you're going to protract and retract. And just do one side. So I've just got my arm to camera here working for you. So hold your abdominals on and in. And just retract and protract that scapula on this side. So I'm using my right arm here. Just lifting and lowering. And then we'll just do that on the other side. So just so you feel that you've got that isolation. Excuse me. Up and down. 2 more. And then what we're going to do is just release the arms, let them go. I want you to just practice rolling into tabletop. So if you need to make any adjustments, if you need to improve the spine, do that now. And then roll the legs into tabletop. And just take a moment to practice your tabletop, that your knees are in line with your hips and that your ankles are in line with your knees. So you're not kind of sagging off or you're not reaching up to the sky. So just like this. And then bring those arms back in, draw the navel down towards the spine, and then just alternating this shoulder isolation as you isometrically hold the legs. So you've got a little bit of difference going on, upper body, lower body. So you've got the lower body still, and just this slight little movement in the upper body. Just working up and down. If you struggle with full tabletop, you can do it on one side and maybe do 5 or 10 reps and then you change sides. Okay, so if double tabletop feels just beyond you at this moment in time, do one leg at a time. Okay, I'm going to go for 8 more. Just really holding a good tabletop, really practicing, see how it feels. Okay, we're halfway through. 3 to go. And last one. Good. And release that all down. Again, just rocking those knees from side to side. Sometimes tabletop can activate into the lower back and pull. So just make sure everything feels as it should. And we just take a bit of a stretch here. Good. So I'd like to work from that tabletop position now. So if you're working with a single leg tabletop, that's absolutely fine. If you're able to do the double, that's great as well. So we're going to bring the legs up into tabletop and also bringing those arms up. And I want you to retract the scapula so you know the difference now between protraction and retraction. So retract the scapula and open the heart. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop the feet to the floor right and then left. Okay, so obviously if you're doing single side, you're just going to be dropping the toe on the leg you have raised into tabletop. Okay, so you don't have to worry about alternating, you're just going to do that single side. If you are doing single side, I would recommend doing 10 and then switching, but you might find you want to do it sooner. Okay, so just get this beautiful rhythm going on. And then regardless of whether you're doing single leg or double leg, what I'd like you to do is as you drop the leg down, drop the arms. So you're extending and lengthening through the mid-body, upper body as you drop the leg as well. So you're getting a nice lengthening through the abs and a contraction. Notice how my head and shoulders are still on the floor at this stage, and that is something we can look at in a moment. Good. Four, please. And 3. Even yourself out if you're on single leg. And last one. So sometimes you find that activates into psoas here, so give yourself a little release off, holding those legs up. Take a big long stretch. Again, rock those knees from side to side. I want to just flip us over just to counter, and then we'll come back and we'll progress that, okay? So rolling over, let's just come back here. And just keeping the upper body and the arms on the ground. This time we're going to do alternate leg lifts. Draw that navel in towards your spine, lift your pelvic floor, inhale, and then exhale to move. Notice how I'm not rolling open here, I'm not sending the leg to the side, I'm looking to reach the leg. It's as if I'm trying to pick the leg up and put it down longer than the other one. So I'm reaching the leg back, squeezing the glute. Avoid staying down at all times in this, you're just working through below the waist. Four to go, please. Okay, this is the final time each side. Lovely. So just take that back stretch again. So again, if you're not into this child's pose that doesn't work on your knees, turn it over and hug the knees in. Just taking a little release here across the spine. And then turning ourselves back over. So I'm going to extend the arms overhead. Keep the knees bent, keep the feet upon the floor. And then we're going to do the oblique twist that we did before, but this time we're going to bring the opposite leg into tabletop. So if you can, it kind of all happens together, but if you struggle with that, then bring the leg up and then curl up and curl down and release the leg. Sometimes we need to open up those neurological pathways and then smooth it out once it's happening. So whatever works for you. Of course, if you've got shoulder impingement and you can't reach the arms overhead like this, you can have the hands down and you just slide across. So just remember, you don't have to take this full extension. Extending the arms overhead like this does lengthen the rectus, so what you can do if you are unable to reach the shoulders up, you can always just bring the arms to the side here and roll it through to get that bit of lengthening going on. So whatever you need to do, just making modifications so that you feel that you're able to access the exercise rather than just missing it out. There's usually always a way we can do something. It's nice to move and feel really involved. Let's do 4 more, remembering that when we do these side exercises, the asymmetric ones, a rep to each side counts as 1. Last time, please, and finish. Good. So just release the neck, sometimes that gets involved, release the legs, take a nice stretch. Good work. Bring the arms down beside you, bring the feet back onto the ground, and just set the feet up around about hip distance apart. Your palms to the earth. Just draw the navel in towards the spine of the pelvic floor. And what we're going to slowly do is we're going to slowly peel the spine from the ground. So we're just going to start with this little bit of a pelvic tilt. Can you see? Where I'm just squeezing and releasing. So I'm looking to push my lower back into the spine as if I was imprinting, and then I'm looking to tuck my tailbone posteriorly and get that back really lifted up. So just starting here, and this is the first movement of a shoulder bridge. So just allow yourself to push that lower back in now, squeeze through the abs, start to lift and rise. Imagine you're counting your way up through the vertebra. Holding here, and then peel and release, counting your way back down, finishing with that posterior tilt of the pelvis. So nice anterior tilt, lifting and rising, pushing up to the sky, and then slowly releasing down. We're not coming up past the rib cage here, so you're just lifting up. Notice how the top of my rib cage, I'm not coming up onto my neck, and leaving some support in there, so some of the thorax is staying down. Heel and rise. So again, using this is kind of a nice, gentle, active recovery. So alternating the intensity of exercises to allow the body to believe that we've kind of finished and we're cooling down, and then when we hit it with the next big exercise, it's scrambling to catch up to the demands you've put on it, and that's where the magic happens. 2 more like this, please. You can use the glutes as well here, so turn it into a more focused glute bridge. And release. Good. Again, just rocking those knees from side to side. It's important to reset in between each exercise so you don't carry tension from one to the next. Lovely. So we're going to set back up for that exercise we've done already. We're going to drop the arms away, we're going to lift the legs into tabletop. The difference this time is you have the option, if you wish to, as when you come back, you're reaching away, when you come in, you can curl up. Okay, so dropping away, curl up, drop away, and curl up. Out. So it's just a little lift of the head and shoulders from the ground, looking between the knees. The legs are separated, they're working independently, they're not leaning on each other for support. You're just using your strength. And again, you don't have to do the curl up, you can just do this second set, and if you're doing single leg, it's exactly the same. You can just work that curl up if you want to, even if you're doing single side, it's perfectly. Good. Four to go, please. Last 2. Great stuff. Maybe you want to give the knees a hug in. Releasing the back first, then you can release into the hips. And then into the psoas. Lovely. I'm going to get you to come around onto your side now. So I'm going to reintroduce my block. If you don't have a block and you have a towel or a cushion you can place, this is much more preferable to this. This is really quite strong on the neck. We don't really want to be doing that. We want the neck in line. And then we take a bit of time to just sort our feet out and make sure. If you're unsure of where you should be, use the back edge of your mat and just line yourself up. So pop your bottom on here here, pop your feet on it so you can feel when you're off the mat, when you're too far on. Come to that edge of the mat, use the edge of the mat, and that will get you in the right line. And then you're on the edge of your mat, draw your navel in towards your spine, and then you can place the hand down in front if you need a little bit of balance. We're going to roll to clam, just letting that knee, and notice how my knee doesn't open very far. There's always this presumption in this exercise that we need to roll all the way back here, and that's going to mess up your alignment. So just pushing that knee just as far as it goes without swaying the hips. Four more, please. Good. Nice. We're just going to bring the legs forwards now. So again, you can use that edge of your mat. So your ankles and your knees are both along the edge. And then just pull your knees up so they're in front of your hips. So you look to have a right angle here at the hip and at the knee. Lift the top leg up and just let it hover. Don't put it down again. And this time you're looking to lift the knee up. Now notice that I'm not twisting through my hips, so I'm not doing this rotation, this twist. I'm doing this beautiful flexion extension, okay? So we're looking to open up, and I'm keeping my shin and my ankle in line with my knee. So I'm not rotating, I'm really opening. Now, depending on your hip mobility, you might not come all the way up, and that's absolutely fine. Just keep the navel drawn in. And just not going all the way down, so the tension remains on. Raise and release. Raise and release. Eight, please. Four, three, two, and one. Well done. Just give that a little bit of a shake out. So we're just going to roll around onto our backs. We're not going straight onto side two. I'd like you to just curl up through the spine. I'm going to support my neck here, take my elbows wide, draw my navel in towards my spine. And we're going to do what's called hollow hold. So you can hollow hold like this. You can hollow hold with one leg extended, or you can hollow hold with both legs extended. So we're just holding, again, it's isometrically held, so there's no movement. If you're feeling really strong, you can take your arms up overhead. And you're just going to count your own time. So you're going to count 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then you can just let that go. Again, you can just feel your way through where you've held your attention. So if you did it on a single leg and you stay for the whole single leg, that's absolutely fine, because we're going to repeat it so you get the opportunity to do the second leg. If you switched halfway through, then that's fine, you can do the same again. So just setting yourself up, you know more what to expect this time, so you can maybe think about pushing those boundaries. So just drawing up, draw the navel down towards the spine, lifting and holding. And then you can lengthen through the legs or the leg, and you can lengthen through the arms. And you're just holding here, and you're just going to do your count. We'll count from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Going down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lovely. Just release that off, let go. Really nice interim, so we're just going to flip it round. I'm going to change my ends just so that you've still got a frontal view of what's happening. But you, of course, can just roll over. So I'm going to set myself up again against the back of my mat. So I'm looking for the edge of the mat with my hips and with my feet and then with my shoulder, and then I know I'm in the correct place. Stacking my shoulders, stacking my hips so they're one above each other, drawing my navel in towards the spine, and then rolling that knee. Pilates clam. Feel it working into the glutes here. Keeping that nice tension on the tummy, really help with that. Eight, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Bring those knees forward, so looking for that right angle hip, right angle knee, so use the edge of your mat if you need to. And just taking a breath in, draw the navel down again, lift and hover that top leg, and then you can start to roll it through. Okay? So you're lifting it up, try and make sure that shin comes with you again, you're not dipping and rolling. So if you have got some way of checking what you're doing, if you've got a reflection somewhere, it's always a good idea to have a look and just make sure what your body actually looks like is what you think it looks like, because sometimes it's not the same. Okay, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. You can give that leg a little bit of a shake out. Okay, we're going to take things over onto our tummy. And if you can, you're going to extend the arms out to the side like a T shape with your body. And you're just going to do a little dorsal raise here, bringing the arms up. Now, if for any reason you have any neck problems, if you have any upper back problems and that doesn't feel great, then you can make your E shape rather than your T shape, and you can lift here. And if that is still too difficult for you, then be kind to your body, recognise that that's not for you at this moment, and leave those arms on the ground, either in the E or in the T. Okay? So, when you're ready, just start to lift in that dorsal range. So just looking to exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Again, notice how I'm not looking forwards, I'm not twisting and pushing my chin out. Keep that tucked in. If it helps, imagine that you're holding maybe an orange or a tennis ball underneath your chin. Also helps to think of holding a tennis ball between your upper thighs as well, so you get that extra tension, that extra contraction. So imagine you've got things to hold on to. I mean, if you do have them, then practicing with them enables you to really get the kinesthetics of the exercise. Once you know how it feels to actually hold a tennis ball at the top of the thighs and under the chin, then when you are asked to imagine that, you know what it feels like. So if you do have them, then practice with them. It really helps you to, again, open up those pathways so you know how these exercises feel. 4 more, please. 3 to go. Final 2. And the last one. Good. And again, just taking a stretch out here. Nice work. We'll move that to one side and we'll turn over again. So we're going to take the arms out wide in that T shape, but obviously we're now semi-supine. And we're going to bring the arms together, we're going to curl up through the spine, and we're going to push a leg along. As we curl down, we open the arms and we contract the leg. In, curl, push, down, release, pull. And we're alternating the legs. So lots of different stuff going on here. If you're a bit struggling and just don't do the curl up, just get the arms and the legs flowing together. Once you've got that, then you can start to add the contraction. If for any reason you can't do the arms, you can't do the legs, just do the other one. It's perfectly fine. Of my foot against the mat, but I'm pushing out, I'm not lifting my foot up, I'm actually using a bit of resistance of my foot against the mat to create an intensity. So if you find that you're lifting your foot and kind of presenting it and lifting it back, that's slightly different. So listen for that sort of swoosh in and out of the foot. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good. And just release off. Relax the head from side to side to just make sure we are going to do a big stretch in a moment, but just let the tension go. Okay. Knees going as well. Lovely. Big stretch now. And then bending the knees. Just extend your right arm and your left leg. And we're going to just lift and reach and lower and release. Notice I'm bringing my head and shoulders off as well. You don't have to do that. And again, if you've got any shoulder issues that prevent you from lifting that arm overhead, then you can start the hip and reach up, and you can do that with a lift as well. Lift and back. So lots of options to make this accessible to all. And again, if you can't lift the leg, you can do it to the opposite knee. Okay? 4 more. Last one. Just take a bit of a relax, a stretch, release, make sure everything's okay. And then bend the knees and reach the second arm, using my left arm and my right leg. And then again, working through whatever practice you use. So, could be a bit of everything, body coming up, arm coming up, leg coming up. Or it could be a modification along the limbs, or the range of motion. You can do 8 more. Stay with me. Got 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Alright, let's let that go. So we're just going to drop the knees over to one side and just turn the head back. Just take a little bit of a stretch, loosening off and lengthening through the lower back. Holding here now. And then changing sides, please. So just feel that release coming off. Nice job, guys. Coming to centre in a full body stretch, making like a star shape. Point the toes, reach the arms away, really lengthen through, looking for space. And then bring yourselves up to sitting. Sit in a position that you feel comfortable in, so don't feel that you have to cross the legs, but just sitting up nice and comfortable. So if you need the legs extended, extend the legs. Let's just work through the neck a little. Sometimes the tension creeps in here, so just releasing that neck. Good. And then dropping the head side, and gently to the other side. So really feeling a nice release. I've got a few little cracks going on, you might be getting those too. Just remember, they should never hurt. They might sound a bit strong, but they should not bring pain. Okay, let's just drop the head to one side. Reach the opposite arm away, looking for that lengthening through trapezius. And then reach the arm up and just resting down. Notice how I'm not putting my hand on my head and I'm not pulling my head. Please don't pull your head, because that will pull on the neck and that's not good. And release. And just drop it the other way. And reach that opposite arm out. And then lifting the left arm up and just resting the weight of the arm just to add a little bit of extra intensity to the stretch. Good, release it off, let it go. Bring both hands up, interlace, scoop round the back of the head to the occipital bone, nice and wide through the elbows, and then roll your elbows in and just tuck your chin down and take a little stretch here. And then rolling it open, take a lateral flexion. Right side, and then spiral the heart, looking up. And then just check what that shoulder's doing. If that shoulder's risen, really release it off. And change sides. So reaching up, reaching away. And release. Take a breath in. Pull energy back into your body. And just take a nice big stretch out. and give yourselves a really, really good round of applause. Thank you so much, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.